The first tip is to use a sniper and not a machine gun. When students send out hundreds of resumes, they are taking on the role of a soldier. They're machine gunning all these average resumes to as many companies as possible. When a student really takes the time to craft a perfect resume before sending it off, they take on the role of a sniper. Snipers have a huge advantage over their machine gunning counterparts. You see, all companies have a minimal threshold of quality for every resume they receive. It has to look good, but more importantly, it has to speak to them. It has to look like it was tailor-made for them. If it's not, they throw it out. Soldiers tend to never cross this threshold, so even if they send out 1,000 resumes, they always end up getting thrown out. They value quantity over quality. On the other hand, because snipers take a lot of time and effort to tailor a resume, they almost always pass the minimum threshold and have a better chance at landing a job. The second tip is don't be extra. An obvious sign that a candidate is not right for the job is extra wording. Cut out all the fluff and leave only the most relevant experience. This goes back to tailoring your resume. A well-tailored resume is not superfluous. Every single word belongs on the page and helps describe why the candidate is a perfect fit for the job. On the same note, try to avoid using complex or overly technical jargon. Keep things simple and concise. Third tip, create a narrative. This is the equivalent to branding. Some hiring managers have so little time to look at resumes, you want to craft a story so that you're more memorable. The best way to craft a narrative is by carefully selecting which parts of your life to include on your resume. For example, Google said that they're looking for employees with googliness, which entails, and I quote, attributes like enjoying fun, a certain dose of intellectual humility, a strong measure of conscientiousness, comfort with ambiguity, and evidence that you've taken some courageous or interesting paths in your life. So, knowing that, you may want to include some sort of extracurricular activity that you do on your resume to demonstrate fun, such as sports. Showing that you developed your own software and put it on the App Store and started a mini business of sorts would show that you're conscientious and that you've taken an interesting path. But that's just one example. Performing humanitarian work during your summer breaks is another display of humility and taking an interesting path. Of course, you can't fake a narrative. You have to look into your past experiences and see how they can be put together to create a character that belongs in Google's story. Tip number 4 is to start your job search early. Companies start hiring for entry-level positions and internships around September and October. There's also less students applying at this time, so it's not as competitive as the mad scramble that occurs around January. Tip number 5. Networking is the ultimate job searching tool. According to Forbes and Glassdoor, about 80% of jobs go unadvertised. The vast majority of people find jobs through their network because word of mouth is a lot more powerful and trustable than a resume. The best way to network is to make friends. Unabashedly be yourself. Find your tribe and spread your version of love through the world. You'll naturally and organically create a network that has good things to say about you. All these networking hacks that you see online come across as scummy and manipulative. Trust me, just use a simple rule. You get what you give. If you give genuine love to the people around you, that love always somehow returns in one form or another. At least that's been my experience. The 6th tip is to get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is by far one of the most powerful job searching tools. Keep it updated with all your recent and relevant experiences. It's one of the best places to craft and tell your complete story. It's like the Google of work. People are constantly searching for employees and employers. A good LinkedIn profile can help you get found by hiring managers. These days, when you go to apply for a job, a lot of hiring managers will immediately search you up on LinkedIn to see if you have published any content, who your connections are, and some of your past experiences. Lots of companies are even foregoing resumes and allowing applicants to apply with LinkedIn alone. In 2017 and beyond, LinkedIn is a must. Tip number 7, design matters. Keep your design simple and elegant. It doesn't have to be fancy. Arrange the page from the most important and relevant information at the top to the least important at the bottom. This increases the chance that the hiring manager will read more of your resume. If you want a resource that allows you to make good-looking resumes for free, check out novaresume.com, which I'll link to in the description. They have lots of easy-to-edit and beautiful resume templates. The final tip? Career fairs. Go to career fairs as soon as possible. While it would be nice to get a job on the day of the career fair, I think this isn't always a healthy goal for students. It creates a lot of stress and pressure to perform. Instead, I hope that you start attending career fairs in your first year of college and just try to create connections and make friends. Look up the list of companies before you attend. Research the ones that you think look cool, On the day of the career fair, go up and strike up a conversation with people who work at the companies you're interested in. If the people are really nice and you think they would make good friends, stay in touch with them. Grab a business card or add them on LinkedIn. If they're willing, try to arrange a coffee date where the two of you can go and discuss what it's like to work at that company and in that industry. If you start this process early, you will have organically and naturally made a lot of friends in the industry who'll be likely to offer you internships or entry-level positions. What I hope you take away from this tip is to take control of your career. Don't let it passively happen to you. Take some interest in it, learn about the people and the industry, and take a proactive stance. This way, you'll make a lot of good friends, learn a lot, and increase your chances of success in the future. If you guys want to hear more job hacks, let me know in the comments what type of videos are you looking for. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.